Time for the butterfly comp. This is one of my favorite parts. I have all you have to do is go to the import, go down to the footage or the stills, go into the butterfly layers and bring in these this file, which is called Monarch Art. Not my original, won't be in there, but bring in the butterfly. Remember to make sure its composition retain layer sizes is what I was wanted to say. Okay, so bring in these three, and then you get to choose. The butterfly art has this one, which is a beautiful vector drawing of just a white wing, which you will make into two white wings. And then this one has a little gradient, this little taste of something here. And then I used one from my wife's garden and from her flower garden, and there was she takes millions and billions of pictures, and this was a really cool opened wing monarch, which I turned into just a neat little butterfly art. Now I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to pop that one right down into the comp here, and then I'm going to make that comp into a little bit of a bigger comp. So I'm going to go Command K, and I'm going to make it say Monarch on screen. And that's fine. That'll be my Monarch on-screen comp. And this has to be 1 second long, okay? Not any more than 1 second. And then I'm going to make the size be 400, tabbing to 400. And that's cool. And that'll be fine. Now, that gives me a little bit of extra room to actually turn my Monarch. Now, we're going to turn on the 3D switch and then hit the R button so I can rotate this Monarch. I don't want the Monarch's wing. This is going to be his foreground wing, which if I move it towards the negative on Y, it'll come towards you. So we're going to start the Monarch with -50 to -80 home to end. So let's go -50, so you can see where the wing is actually going to start. Whoops, I have to Command Z back. We have to take the Y tool and click on our Monarch and re-put or replace. Let me go to full so we can see this really nice. Let's take the anchor point and move it right over to his body, right about right there. Not exactly on this one, because I don't want him to rotate too far over. I want him to rotate right where his body comes straight down from his head. So now let's back up on this, and let's rotate this on the y-axis to -50, which again will come towards you here. Okay, now let's set the keyframe for him to rotate right there, and then let's go to the end or the out point, and let's put this in at -80. So -80 will be his fully opened wing. Okay, now let's kind of close that, and then let's duplicate it. Now on the duplicate one, let's hit the R button, and on the bottom, let me move this up. Let's go to change the one at the beginning right here on the bottom to 0. So I double click it and I change it to 0. So now we have, you can see the first wing right there, and now the second wing is there. Now as the first wing opens towards you, the back wing's going to move away, but let's have it move away to 50 degrees. So let's go to the end button, and let's put this in here at 50, so -80 becomes a +50. Now, to make sure there's no flashing in and out of this, I want to extend the in and out points just a bit, even though I'm probably paranoid doing that. Let me click the time and go to -1 second. Now, let's click both layers. Hit the Y button or the V button. Let's click both layers, and let's hit Option in bracket. See how that moved the endpoints well into the void of negative? Let's now go to the time of 2 seconds, and let me do the same thing but in the opposite manner, Option out bracket. Now I've actually got the butterfly he's going half a cycle. I don't know why I call it a he. He's going half a cycle, and you can see how he's going to bend, do a wing cycle halfway. And now we're ready to bring this into our final composition. So let me close that, and now we're cool. And let's go click on the final on-screen composition. Now I want the butterfly to appear behind the leaves, so I'll put them behind the plant, behind the bottom plant. So let's grab the Monarch. Let's grab the Monarch art, the Monarch on-screen one, which is this one right here. And let's put it down here below here. Now, I want you to see how this is only one. I'm going to start this at 1 second. Okay, so let me go backwards and put this at 1 second. Let me move him up so we can at least see what we're doing here. First, let's scale him down to a comfortable scale. You can scale him to anything you want. I'm going to go to 60% on this one, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, it's big butterfly. Now what I want to is to enable time remapping on this. So let's go to time, right hand click on the layer and go to enable time remapping. Now we get these two keyframes here. I'm going to manually move the out point all the way to the end. Okay, now we have to add an expression to this. So we're going to go to our little folder, go grab our little loop expression, which was right here, and hit Command C. Let's close this. Click back on the file. Let's option click on time remap right there, and let's hit Command V to paste. Let's click away from this, and now what we have is we have a cycle where he continues to turn. See how he continues to actually have in and out, in and out. He just moves in and out, but he's going awfully slow. The butterfly, I'll stop calling it a he, is going awfully slow. The closer we move these together, these 2 points, I want to zoom in on this point because I want to show you a trick. If your butterfly, every single cycle kind of winks in and out, meaning he just drops and goes away and then comes right back, move this keyframe 1 frame over. Just move it 1 frame that away. Now let me move this in a little bit and back off on this and show you that if I hit the N key right here, as in Nancy, we can see that he's kind of going in a pretty good manner. That's he's going a little too fast. Let's move this out and go like this. Okay, now we need an easy ease on this keyframe here so that he has a real nice in and out point, and I'm going to put an easy ease on both of these. Should have done it at one time. Now let's go like this. Now he has a nice easy flow to his wings. See how he's flowing real good? And I actually like his size. So again, if he winks out at any point, let me make this somewhat bigger. I need to squish this down and make this screen bigger because we're going to use the top half of the screen to maneuver him from the left side to the right side. I'll just leave it like that. We're going to move down to about 4 seconds. And I want him to start moving. I said him again. I want him to start moving, so I'm going to hit P here for position, and I'm going to set a position keyframe, but I'm going to move this little guy off the screen this way. Now I'm going to move it down 1 second long or so. I'm going to pick him up and move him up here. Now I'm going to move him about 1 more second down, and then I'm going to move him over to the logo part right over here. I think he's still too big. And let's go to about 8 seconds, almost 8 seconds. I'm going to move this over actually and put this down here. And now let's do a little bit of some custom movement on this. Let me actually move this up. Let's have this move across. Let's have this move over. Let me put him in here so I can see him and hit Shift S. And now let's scale him from 60 back to 50. And while I'm at it, this is probably the right time, let me hit Shift R and let's just rotate him so he's flying more in a natural environment. Now our points are awful, so let's make sure our points are not too far off screen, and let's make sure the points have nice curves to them. So let's go in and grab the Bezier handles and flatten out the curves just like that. And now we have our butterfly kind of moving in good. We can do some custom fits on him, but let's see if we're doing a good job. I think these should move down towards the 8-second mark. I think it's coming in a little bit too fast. So now let me see when my butterfly enters the scene. I want it to enter the scene, then I want the scene to start moving. So a little bit farther down, just a little bit farther down. So now as the scene starts to move, the butterfly is coming into the scene, which is nice. Now I want him to not get in the way of the logo, so let's pick up this guy right here. Whoops, I want to only pick up one of these points. Let's grab this guy again. There we go. Let's pick up one of these points, and then let's pick up this point and move him a little bit away from that logo. Now I'm going to do something which is going to naturalize the movement across the screen. These 4 keyframes were put in there arbitrarily. We have to right-hand click and put it on rove across time, so that no matter what I do to this, it's going to be constant fluid motion across the screen. Now, let me hit Command S to save. Let's move the RAM here and see if we get a decent amount of RAM movement, if it's too fast or too slow or whatever. Okay, so now he goes across the screen, and let's see what she is doing. Okay, wings are way too slow. Way too slow. Well, I say way too slow. It's just too slow. Can I just say that? Let me close this and reopen it, and then take time remap and move these 2 closer together slightly. Hit Command S to save and re-ram it. Now let's see if the movement is better. Now the wings should be going faster. Is that good? I think that is good, actually. Comes up and over, and it has a pretty good feel. Pretty good feel. Let me move this out a little bit farther. Okay, now let's see how good that is going to be. Okay, there's my scene. That's kind of neat. I kind of like that. Let's go down a little bit with this one so it comes in from a little bit more on this angle. And this comes down a little bit across the logo like that. Command S to save. Do I want the wings a little bit faster? I'm not sure. I think they might be too fast now. He's had too much Red Bull. That's good, actually. I like that. That's nice. Oh, that's really pretty. We are ready now for the sound and to do the sound. Okay. That was fun, and I will see you on the next movie.